Hi guys, John here. Just thought we'd just discuss the outside wood boiler. Haven't done any videos on it in a while, but anyhow, let's get into it. So, of course, as you can see here, the outside wood boiler is basically between the shop and the house. So this boiler actually heats the shop, which is roughly 3,000 square feet, and then the house, which is about 2,000 square feet, and the domestic hot water, of course, for the house as well. The shop is insulated real well with about, I want to say R15 on the side walls, R25 on the long walls, and then R60 in the ceiling. So that doesn't take much heat load, but of course the house, you're looking from the 1850s, not very insulated. So that's where most of the heat load goes, to that and the hot water. So the shop has a radiant in-floor heat system, and then the house has a radiator system, of course, for a heating source. So it does have a fuel oil boiler. So before the boiler, a given year that the house would go through roughly 800 to even 1,000 gallons of heating oil. So once you start adding that up, you know, you're over $3,000 right there in heating oil. So again, I've got plenty of land, plenty of trees always falling down, so there's plenty of firewood. So that's how I ended up, of course, going with an outside wood boiler. So I ended up going with a HeatMaster G200 for a couple different reasons. With that being said, there's a couple features that I do really like. One, you have a sight glass down here, so you can flip this up and then see what's actually going on inside the reaction chamber. Of course, this is a gasification unit, so basically you superheat the wood in the upper chamber. In here, you superheat the wood, and once the wood starts gasifying, the gas is actually burnt down here in this lower reaction chamber, and then the air is pulled up out the back through fluting. The fluting, actually, that's in here, slows down the airflow and catches more of the heat into the jacket, the water jacket. And then from there, of course, it does have a bypass here for easy loading. Basically what that does is you can swivel this bypass, the fan will come on, and a draft door on top opens and pulls the smoke up and away from you as you're loading. So that's one of the nice features of this unit. And of course, the shaker here for that fluting. So if there's any buildup of ash or anything on that fluting, you can rack that back and forth, drop that down, and then sweep it out the bottom with the provided tool. So in college, I did do research on gasification, so I already knew the basics of the requirements for a clean burn. So basically, with gasification, you want to keep the material that's gasifying really hot, and to do that you also have to look at controlling airflow. So basically how HeatMaster does it is there is a fan on the back side, which is drawing the air through the system, and you're controlling the airflow by a dampener up front. Now, some of the competition either blows the air through from the front with a fan, or like this, they are pulling the air through, but it's just a door being opened to allow that air to flow. Not something that's variable like the dampener on the front here. So better control equals better burn. So I guess if I was to sum up 5 reasons why I ended up going with HeatMaster, one was, of course, the airflow and the control of that for gasification. 2 being the control logic. So the controller that's controlling all of this, instead of just basically temperature switches, here you actually have a computer making those decisions. 3 being how easy it is to clean out, so where you can open the bottom door, pull everything out. 4 being how easy it is to install pumps at the back and route the plumbing. Then I'd have to say 5 being I had a dealer nearby. Like anything else you buy, if you have a dealer far away, then it's going to be hard to get parts. So you always want to keep in mind where your closest dealer is, no matter what you're buying. So loading wise normally happens twice a day. Once when I get up, so roughly about 6:30, I'll load this, you know, somewhere in about here, depending on what I'm burning and the heat load. And then again at roughly 9 to 10 o'clock at night. So that'll basically get me through most days. It's just loading once in the morning and once at night. Now, how much wood I burn, it's kind of hard to say because of course I don't buy the wood. It's from the property. I'll drop a picture in here of basically what I burned last year to give you guys an idea, but I don't know the actual cord amount to go off of there. So this is going into its 3rd season. Hopefully it'll be as good as the past 2. My goal is to get maybe 10 years out of it and then look at trading it. We'll see how that goes, but all in all, it's definitely helped save money, especially with the house burning through about, you know, $3,000 to $4,000 in just heating oil a year is what it was doing. And then not even factoring heating this new shop, which is 3,000 square feet. So right there alone, if you look at that over the long term and you have the wood, that's quite a bit of savings. So within, you know, 10 years, what the house would have cost to heat, roughly, you know, $30,000, this will be paid off and then some. I want to say this was somewhere around 15,000 installed. I'd have to double check on that, but as you can see, if it lasts 10 years, it's definitely paid for itself. So there you go, guys. That's just my take. You know, why I went with an outside wood boiler and chose HeatMaster. Again, it's been 2 years, going into the 3rd, so we'll see how it goes there. Please stay tuned. I'll be making some more videos on it when I, of course, fire up for the year. So anyhow, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video.